Okay, good evening everyone. I welcome you all for today's webinar, a special one. Today we'll be talking about holistic progress card and Parakh assessment. I'm very glad to host this event. My name is Nishant Singh Lakra, Head of Academics at Educart, and we would like to welcome you all for the event. So before we start, I would have a special thank you for our MD, Mr. Ripul Agarwal, for organizing this and making it happen, a visionary leader, and thank you, sir. Thank you for your insightful sessions. Okay, so today for the session, we'll be talking about holistic progress card and Parakh assessment for 9th to 12th grade. To start with, we will just give a quick about what Educart is. So before we start with Educart, I would like to tell you why we are doing this. So as an organization, we always strive to have an enriching environment for the teachers so that they can get empowered. The idea behind these webinars and meeting these people is to make sure that the teachers are equipped with enough tools. They understand what is going on in the market in terms of the education, what are the changes that are happening, and they can always strive for better success. Now, coming up to Educart. Okay, so we are a publication house started in 1945, a 75-year-old organization, and working dedicatedly in terms of improving education in India, not just with our books, but also with our teaching resource, as well as training for the teachers. This started with 1945 with almost 8 decades of dedicated efforts in terms of our teachers, and we would always strive forward so that we can improve. Now, why are we doing this? The idea is quite simple. We want to make sure that education is given to everyone and every child, including the teachers, they are able to upskill and develop themselves. That is the major idea behind this. So today, let's give you a brief idea what Educart is. The vision started, as I told you, in 1945. Okay, so vision started in 1945. We are leading our ways through our reference books, through our teaching resources, as well as multiple trainings that we do in our schools. Starting with the first part where we are focusing on our textbooks. So we are one of the leading education brand where we are making sure that every child and every teachers are getting our books firsthand in the market. They understand the essence and they understand the difficulty level that are increasing, the competency-based questions which are being incorporated now in these days, and also the new education policy, the NEP policy which is coming up, how teachers as well as students can understand about it, and how can they be more aware about this. Okay, okay. So right now, just to give you an understanding, so we have a pool of 25 lakh students who are part of Educart, who are using our books regularly. More than 1 lakh teachers are part of our specimen program. They use our book, they recommend our book, and we are quite happy to share that we also have a specimen program for the teachers where we give them a lot of news and a lot of information in terms of CBSE notification, latest changes that are happening, and also the topic for today, which is holistic progress card, how those things are changing and how a teacher can equip themselves so that they can practically use them in their day-to-day life. We also have a specific series which is CPD training series. This is as per the CBSE notification. We are making sure that every teacher is having an understanding about the CBD series. They understand what are the importance and they can develop themselves in terms of core competencies, which focuses on 3 things. The first, core values and ethics. Second, professional development and growth. And third, their knowledge and practice. So the idea behind this webinar as well is to make sure the teachers are equipped about it and they can actually learn from the experts who are there in the industry. We also would like to make you meet with our industry experts. I'm very proud to represent all of our experts where we have handpicked each and every one of them, had an intense conversation with them, understood their background, their expertise, what they think. their vision regarding education, and making sure that they are aware about these things and helping them out for the same. Okay. I'm so sorry, educators. I believe there was a technical glitch while we were doing the YouTube live. We are back online now. Some important announcements for all of you. I would request all the teachers to keep a pen and a paper handy with them. There will be a lot of insights from our speaker today, so I would request everyone to keep them handy so that you can note them down. Secondly, the teachers who have enrolled for the webinar, make sure that you stick to the end of the webinar. There will be a feedback form that will be circulated. Make sure you fill those feedback forms to receive your certificates, as well as we can have your valuable insights as well. Last but not the least, we will also have a Mentimeter session. It's a very interactive session that we will be having with our speaker. Make sure that you participate in the session for us so that we can get your insights from there also. And one more thing, if you like the webinar, if you like the experience, please tag us on our LinkedIn as well as Instagram account so that we can bring in more details like this. Now, starting with the first thing, Educart. So we are a publication house working from 1947 and dedicated towards improving schools' education in terms of teachers as well as students. More than 25 lakh students are part of our program where they're regularly using our books. 1 lakh plus teachers are regularly using our books and in terms of recommending them as well to the students. And we are always innovating and helping them so that we can be the best in the industry and we are able to provide the best solutions as well. Now, why are we so good? The first thing that we saw, we are always the first one to market ourselves in the market so that the books are ready with the students and they can use it and it can be useful for their preparation as well. Secondly, we are constantly innovating. We are constantly improving ourselves. We have a very good feedback mechanism system, which is from our teachers. So that helps us out in terms of innovating our books and making them better day by day. Also, we have already right now introduced a CPD program for teachers. Now, the idea of a CPD program, we understand that every teacher needs an upskillment, they need a training so that they can do better. CBSE also strives for the same thing, that they want teachers to have a 50 hours of training regularly in their classrooms, right? So that the teachers can actually implement those things and they can improve upon them. So to help in this initiative, we have started something known as an Educators First initiative, where we are bringing CPD trainings to the teachers in the form of offline as well as online sessions. The topics ranges from competency-based assessment, then pedagogy, storytelling as a pedagogy, happy classroom, inclusive classroom. We also talk about mental wellness and inclusivity within the classrooms as well. So these are a few of the topics that we conduct. In total, CBSE has recommended more than 50 topics, and we make sure that every teacher is exposed to these topics so that they are aware of these trainings and they can understand. Moving to the next part, we have a list of our trainers. We have an esteemed training pan-India where we are picking up from different cities, different state, different background, their expertise in terms of training, learning, developing. And we are also very proud of these trainers because whenever we are talking to them, we understand their vision, we understand what they want to do, and that is where we collaborate and we bring these experiences for every one of you. Okay. One more thing, we all understand that career counseling is very, very important for every student, right? But usually, it's the 11th and 12th class students who are given more importance and not the students who are in 9th and 10th. Right now, in Educart, we have innovated in this as well. From 9th and 10th, we are helping the students so that they can break their myths in terms of choosing a stream, maybe a science, commerce, or a humanities, and what should be the right criteria of choosing them. In fact, we are also helping them in attaining multiple scholarships, which are there in Pan-India as well as outside India. So we make sure that we have a dedicated career counseling sessions for the students, and this is done within their school premises so that they can have a friendly environment with our trainers. Along with that, we all understand that assessment is a very, very important part of all our understanding. When we want to assess a student, we want to see whether they're learning right or not. When we are doing that, we have also come up with Test 40 Tricky Questions series, which is again for the students, where we are giving them competency-based question and HOTS question, and the students can learn and understand from them. Even this helps the teachers as well because they are able to understand how prepared the students are for the same. Along with that, we have a special offering for the pre-board students, especially for 10th class students, where we have a premium test series for pre-boards as well as half-yearly examination. Again, this is to help students so that they can prepare better. And we understand throughout the year, the child goes through a multiple journey. Sometimes they have to prepare for a class test, sometimes for a formative assessment, sometimes for a summative assessment. And for 10 students, it becomes even more difficult for them because they have their boards as well. So to help them in their board examination, we have launched a pre-board mock test series for them so that they can use them. Now, specimen program, that is something that we are doing for the teachers. So we understand that teachers are very, very important to Educart. We are not just focusing on students or just our books. We are focusing on the teachers so that they can upskill themselves, they can become better with their teaching methodology, and they can improve their pedagogy as well. So for teachers, we have a specimen program where we give them multiple gifts, we give them free specimen books, and we also include all the CBSE notification as well as news for them. The idea, because there are a lot of misinformation and disinformation happening, specifically in terms of teachers training, so maybe to keep them more updated about what is going on and how they have to prepare, we are having this specimen program for them. Now, again, as teachers, we understand they are very, very occupied. Sometimes they're occupied with their administration work, sometimes with operational work, sometimes there's an event in the school, and then majority of their time also goes in terms of lesson planning as well. So right now, Educart offers a very holistic lesson plan for the student, which includes art integration, sports integration, multiple activities, and those lesson plans actually helps the teacher in terms of mapping their competencies with the students. So that is another thing that we are offering for the teachers, and I would request all the teachers to be a part of it. Now, coming up for the session, something that we are waiting, everyone has joined for. So the session today, we'll be talking about holistic progress card, we'll be talking about Parakh assessment. So just to give you a structure of the session, we'll be talking about what is Parakh, why it is important, and what we are doing with Parakh as an organization in India. Secondly, we'll be talking about NEB policy and NCF. Again, two very important documents for every teacher and every educator. We will also be talking about holistic progress card, or HPC. What is HPC, why it is important, how to implement, all these questions will be answered. And then we'll also dig deep in terms of on the principle of designing an activity. We all understand activity-based studies are very, very important. But how to design an activity, or what are the core principles that you require before designing that activity? We'll be talking about that. And last but not the least, we'll also be talking about the vision. We will be also talking about the implementation plan for HPC, and this will be coming from our speaker today. Right? We will also have a short question and answer round, so please be ready with your questions. We will be taking your questions one by one after the end of the session. So without taking much of my time, I would introduce the speaker today. So today's speaker is a special one. We have Professor Indrani Bhaduri ji. She's a CEO and head of Parakh NCERT, a visionary leader with 27 years of experience working in terms of learning outcomes and making sure that students are assessed in the right way. That is something commendable, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. We would also like to help ma'am to understand that she is playing a very pivotal role in terms of making policies at both national level as well as state level, and also in terms of training teachers so that they can implement these policies in their classroom. So over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us.
Namaskar. It's indeed good to know that a lot of buzz is going around the holistic progress card, and thankful to Educart for organizing this session, wherein we are reaching a large number of teachers, and as I can see, more than 1,000 teachers have joined in this session today. So welcome, and this of course is a sensitization session on the holistic progress card, which we will be deliberating more at the holistic progress card at the secondary stage. And I do believe that after this session, you will be motivated enough to understand more about the holistic progress card, and for that I would kind of nudge you to join the workshops that we organize, because this in-depth understanding can only be had with the face-to-face workshop. So do join us there also. So without much ado, I begin with what is Parakh next. So, Parakh has been mandated by the National Education Policy 2020, and it is the National Assessment Center. So, we are looking at everything related to learning assessments at the school level. Next slide, please. So when I look at what is the role of Parakh, so basically when we say the learning assessment, they can be categorized into three main categories. One is large scale assessment. The example of large scale assessment is the National Achievement Survey. We recently conducted the Parakh Rashtriya Sarvekshan 2024, which is a system level reflection. Out here, it's a sample study, and here we are not looking at the achievement of each and every child, but we are trying to understand the system, how the systems are performing at the district level, at the state level, and very soon you will be able to look at the Parakh Rashtriya Sarvekshan results for the 718 districts pan India. The second type of learning assessment that we work is the examination or the certification, and this is basically the grade 10 and grade 12. Out here, we are doing a lot of, we as teacher are interacting with our students. It may be 210 days or 180 days in an academic year, but for the certification examination, the entire interaction that is going on in the classroom, we sample a part of it for the board examination, because I have as a board person, I have limited time. I have only 3 hours. So I sample the content and I assess the child in that. So these are the how to improve the certification examination or the board examination. Parakh is working very closely with the state board, the CBSE and CISCE also, and we are also working with the formative assessment. That is, how do I improve how I as a teacher can improve the classroom assessment. So for this improving the classroom assessment, we are doing the holistic progress card, and as per the National Education Policy 2020, Parakh has come out with a holistic progress card for every stage, that is for the foundation, for the preparatory, for the middle and the secondary. Today's session we deliberate on the secondary holistic progress card. Let us again look into what are the key highlights of NEP 2020. So if we see it is a revolutionary in the field of learning assessment, the National Education Policy 2020. It gives a lot of focus at the foundational learning. It has also redefined the pedagogical stages, and like I said, that the stages that it has given is that 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, the 5 being the foundational stage, which includes the Balvatika 1, 2, 3, grade 1, grade 2, the preparatory stage 3, 4, 5, the middle 6, 7, 8, and the secondary, that is 9, 10, and 11, 12. So when I say it has redefined the pedagogical stages, so therefore the assessment also needs to be different. So that is why how the assessment changes as per the stage. So how do I make stage specific assessment? That is what has been documented in the holistic progress card. NEP also talks about multidisciplinary, holistic, and integrated education. It talks about flexibility and choice of content at the secondary stage, and the major focus of NEP 2020 is the paradigm shift that it has envisaged, that is shifting from rote memorization to competency based assessment. We are looking at our students being competent. So, National Curricular Framework, that is the NCFFS for the foundation stage, and the National Curricular Framework for the school education, it gives the aims of education. From the aims of education stems the curricular goals. The curricular goals, we go to the competencies, and from the competencies we design the learning outcome. So what we are looking at is a outcome oriented model. Let us see in detail, what do we understand by aims, the curricular goals, the competencies, and the learning outcome. When I say aim are educational vision statements. What are curricular goals? They are the statement that gives us the directions. And the competencies are the learning achievements that are observable and measurable. When the competencies are linked to the content, it becomes the learning outcome. They are the interim markers of achievement of the competencies. Here I give an example of how from the aim we cull out the curricular goal. From the curricular goal we have the competencies, and given the competencies we can have the learning outcomes. This entire chart we have taken from the NCFSC. So if you are interested, you can go and have a look up at it in detail. The National Education Policy talks about reforming the assessment as well. And when I'm talking about reforming assessment, what are the major things that it focuses on? The first, it says that assessment has to be more of formative assessment and less of summative assessment. I'm taking in that you understand what do we mean by formative assessment and what do we mean by summative assessment. Second, we also need to ensure that the assessment are competency based. Like I said, we are making a shift again from rote memorization to competency based. And the third important thing that NEP 2020 talks about is that we need to have the assessment that is holistic. The metric should not be just academic, but it has to be, I need to understand the personal social development of the child. I need to understand the physical development of the child, the development of the child in the arts and aesthetic field. So all these multi-dimensional assessment has to be there. Let us now go into the holistic progress card at the secondary stage. So how have we imagined, how has Parakh imagined the holistic progress card, and how are we putting it into the practice? Before I actually delve into the holistic progress card at the secondary stage, I would like to say a few words about how we got into developing this holistic progress card. When NEP 2020 was released, and it talked about 360-degree holistic assessment, and it has to be through done through a holistic progress card, we called all the state, that is, we had meeting with all the 36 states and union territories, and we got a discussion with them that what is it that needs to go into this developing a 360-degree holistic progress card. What do you think should we add to it, how it should look at? And they gave us some inputs. Then with those inputs, Parakh discussed it with the experts in the field, and from them too we got those, further we added to those inputs from the state, and we came out with the draft holistic progress card. This draft holistic progress card, then again we took to the states and the UTs, the state functionaries, that is the SCRTs, the people from the faculty from the State Institute of Education, and then we asked them that, do you still feel that something is still missing from these cards? Do you want to add something more? So they gave us a feedback. We added those. Again, we had discussion with the experts, and we finalized the holistic progress card. This we gave it to the states and the UTs to pilot it. So the holistic progress card that I'm going to show you out here was piloted before it is now being finalized. It was piloted in all the 36 states and UTs. We went to the districts, and in the districts we told them to take the rural school and the urban school. From each district we took 5 schools, we piloted, we got the results, and then again we improved upon them, and finally what we have today, we are presenting it to you. Now I want you to reflect. Do you remember your secondary school years? Do you think that you would like to change something in those years? What support would you have appreciated during your secondary school days to make the transition from school to college more smoother? I want you to think and note down, like it was told that please keep with you a paper and a pen to jot down the things. Thank you so much. So let's get started. Now, we have given you a QR code. You can scan the QR code and answer. There are a few questions, 12 questions. So one by one, if you could answer them, it would be great.
Okay, so teachers, these are the questions that we are asking from Mentimeter. I would request each and every one of you to please scan the QR code. We are also sharing a link with you. You can either click on the link and please participate. Your participation is very, very important, and your insights are even more important to us. So I'm again repeating, there's a QR code that we are sharing on the screen. There will be a link that we are sharing on the chat box as well. Make sure that you click the link and you participate for the Mentimeter session. There are 12 questions, and we will take questions one by one.
Are we able to see the results?
Can we switch to the results? Now, teachers, we are switching to the results. Let's see how we have participated.
Okay, let's proceed.
Right. So we have the first questions with us. Have you ever heard of holistic progress card before? The first question, teachers, I would request everyone to participate for this question. Can we please show the screen again? Okay, so we have started getting responses. 21 teachers said yes, they have done it in detail.
21%.
21 teachers, these are participants, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. There are 52 teachers who are saying yes, but only briefly. And around 10 of them are saying that we have heard about it, but we have not seen it. Okay. I think the response, we are still receiving responses. The numbers are increasing. Now, 75 teachers, they have said that they have seen, but very briefly. Next question. Okay. Now, moving on to the next question, teachers. Can you show it on the screen, please?
Yeah, let's go to the next. We can move to the next.
Okay, so we have seen there's an increase in responses. There are almost around 500 teachers who have responded on the first questions.
Wonderful.
Moving to the next question, please. Okay, here we have the next question. Where did you first hear about HPC, Holistic Progress Card?
I think we are on the fourth one.
Okay, so the fourth question now. Oh, I'm so sorry. We are moving to the next question now. What do you think is the main aim of Holistic Progress Card? So the options are ranking on the academic scores. Second, capturing 360-degree development, making report cards look better, or reducing teachers' workload. 158 teachers are saying capturing 360-degree development of the students. Teachers, I would encourage rest of you to please participate in the Mentimeter. This is actually good for us. We will be able to understand how teachers look at these things, how they respond to these things, so that we can make it even better and ma'am can explain you even better about the same.
No, I can see 466 said that, yeah, so it's a wonderful response that we are getting from the teachers.
The amazing thing, ma'am, is there are 591 teachers who are using the technology right now.
Wonderful.
So there are 591 teachers who are using Mentimeter right now.
Yeah.
160 of them has already responded. I would encourage other teachers to please respond to the same.
We can go to the next.
Next question.
The main purpose of using the Holistic Progress Card.
Okay, so the question is, what is the main purpose of using the Holistic Progress Card? I'm repeating the questions for everyone. I believe some teachers are not using it. For them, I'm repeating the question. What is the main purpose of using HPC? To rank students based on examination, the first option. Second option, to assess and record overall development of learners. Third option, to determine pass and fail status. Fourth option, to measure syllabus completion. Teachers who are not able to use Mentimeter, you can respond on the chat. We will definitely look at the chat and we'll be able to understand your responses from there. Great. 400 plus teachers are saying to assess and record overall development of the students.
Wonderful. Next, please.
Next, please.
What type of tools are primarily used for HPC assessment?
Okay. So next question, I'll just repeat. What type of tools do we primarily use for HPC assessments? I'm repeating the options again. I'm telling the options as well. The first option, written test and exam. Second, only worksheets. Third, periodic oral assessment. Fourth, observation, activities, self and peer assessment.
That's great. We have 410, 11, and going up. Next, please. The holistic progress card encourages.
Okay, question number 7, teachers. The holistic progress card encourages what? Options, regular feedbacks from teachers, self-assessment by students, peer feedback or public display of scores. I think ma'am, these are very interesting options as well for teachers.
Yes. Yeah, we can go to the next.
Okay, for this question, we are seeing a mixed response from teachers.
Yes.
So around 190 teachers saying regular feedbacks from teachers. Again, around 200 teachers are saying self-assessment by students. Peer feedbacks also, we are getting a lot of responses on that. Great. Moving to the next question.
Who is involved in contributing to the holistic progress card?
Right, so I'll just repeat the question, teachers. Who is involved in contributing to the holistic progress card? Only teachers, teachers and students, teachers, students and parents.
So we have 422 teachers saying that it's students, teachers, and parents. Wonderful. We can go to the next.
And good to see, ma'am, no one has said that principals only. So this is a relief for principals.
So thank you so much. Indeed grateful, and all your feedback that you have given through Mentimeter will be made use of. And thank you for, in such a good engagement. So let's go further and understand the holistic progress card. So here we are talking about the holistic progress card provides a 360-degree multi-dimensional holistic view of the learner's progress. It enables, basically the holistic progress card is giving the agency to the child. So I'm making the child accountable for his or her learning. The second is it helps develop multidisciplinary activities catering to multiple competencies and curricular goals, and it helps facilitate teacher training and teacher self-reflection as well. So we are saying that holistic progress card, it is wonderful for the student, but it is also a pedagogical tool for the teacher, because it is through this, as a teacher, I too learn how, like holistic progress card will tell you what are the competencies that I need to know as a teacher at the secondary stage. And given those competencies, how do I assess the competencies? Next, please. So the entire the base of our holistic progress card is on the Panchkosh model. We have moved out of the Bloom's taxonomy. Parakh has given a new taxonomy using this holistic progress card, and the entire, the foundation of the thing is the Indian knowledge system. How through the Panchakosh, using the Panchakosh model, we have come up with the holistic progress card. And this Panchakosh model is there for the holistic progress card at the foundation, at the preparatory, middle, and the secondary. Next slide, please. So what does the holistic progress card involve? It has three main components. One is it talks about the three abilities, and the three abilities are awareness, sensitivity, and creativity. It has three performance level descriptors, and these three performance level descriptors are at the basic, at the proficient, and the advanced. And we have the rubrics for assessment. So to reduce the subjectivity in the assessment, we have introduced the rubrics for assessment. So the entire, if I say the soul of the holistic progress card is the Panchakosh, then the assessment framework that the holistic progress card uses is these three abilities, the three levels of performance descriptors, and the rubrics. So what do we, next slide please. So what do we understand by awareness? Awareness basically is having knowledge related to and understanding of the activity or the task to be conducted. It is basically talking about being aware of the concepts, being aware of the constructs, being aware of the processes. So how the what part is talking about in the awareness. The next is sensitivity. In sensitivity, it is all about the emotions of the student. Here, whether as a student I am able to understand my emotions, whether I am able to accept my emotions, whether the moment, I am able to accept my emotion. Accepting, for example, like if as a student I am angry many a times, even as adults, later on in our later life, even if I'm angry, I'll not accept that I'm angry. I'll say, no, I'm not. You are not. You are. So this, understanding of my emotion, this is also central to the holistic progress card. The moment I understand my emotion, I am able to manage my emotion. So awareness, sensitivity, and the last ability is the creativity. So how creative I am. So when I talk about creativity, it is the fluency and the flexibility in the ideas.
Uh, Ma'am, just before we proceed, there are a few questions that I'm able to see which are coming live from the audience.
Okay.
Right. So the first question that I'm able to see, just give me a minute. What competencies are assessed in holistic progress card beyond academic performance? I think teachers wants to understand this. Can we please answer this question now?
Yes, so there are many competencies. For example, I am trying to assess the collaboration in the child, whether the child is able to collaborate with the peer, with the, the group members. So how we are going to measure this, understand this competency, I'll tell you later on when we go to what are the different activities that we are giving in the holistic progress card.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. We have one more question, and I think this is something that we've already covered. How many periods or formative assessment can be done for class 10th? And please explain what are rubrics.
Okay. So what are rubrics? I am not going to explain here because, like I said, through this, we are giving you only a sensitization about the holistic progress card. For in-depth knowledge of the holistic progress card, one needs to attend a workshop, and these workshops are usually for 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
So unless and until, because if I say that the rubrics has content, the levels, so and it has the descriptors, that won't be enough. You know, you would like to know in your subject, how do you create a rubric? How do you, through a rubric, how do you understand the performance of the student? So, of course, one thing is you can go through our how to document. We have a how to fill up the HPC document also uploaded in the Parakh website. So, you can go through that. And there we have given the examples of the rubric. But what we say is, when we conduct these workshops, that the teachers need to contextualize the rubrics.
Right. Great. In fact, ma'am, I was aware of this because I went through Parakh website and I saw that there's an option where you can have a hands-on experience on HPC. And then there's also a PDF uploaded which tells you what are the guidelines to follow that. So I would request all the teachers to be a little proactive in terms of exploring these opportunities for you. Let's have that, and definitely we'll come up with more trainings which will definitely train you on each and every aspect of HPC.
Thank you.
You can continue, ma'am.
Yeah. So, like I said, that we have the 3 levels of proficiency. That is the beginner. The beginner is indicative of the challenge faced by the student that prevents him or her from demonstrating age and grade appropriate performance. So, I say that the child in a particular competency is at the beginner level if he or she is not able to attain that, perform that task independently, and requires a lot of support from the teacher, support from the peer group. If it is proficient, then the child is performing age or grade appropriately. So whatever is expected of the child in whichever, like if a ninth standard child is able to solve the equations without much help, is able to differentiate between the different states of matter, is able to differentiate between the different landforms. So now you see that, what is this differentiate? Differentiation is it's a competency. And this competency can be assessed through different content. If I am differentiating as a student the different landforms in social sciences, then the content is the social science that becomes the vehicle. But the main thing is differentiation. If I am differentiating between a flower and an inflorescence, then it is the content is biology, but the competency remains the same. That is differentiation. So how this same competency can be assessed through using different content. So we have the proficient level. So like I said, in the proficient level, the child is, at the performing at the grade appropriate level. And advanced level, if as a child, it is not only that I am able to do it myself, but I'm also able to help another child in the classroom. Make him or her understand. And this, I think, nobody else can appreciate more than you all teachers, that, whatever we have learned in the school, when as a teacher, I go to the classroom and teach, I do sometimes get that aha effect. Yes, now I know. Right, so that understand. So if as a child I can explain the things to another child, if I am able to describe the things to another child, again, to describe is also a competency. The child is able to describe, and it will vary from different one content to the other. So what are the principles of designing the activities? Next slide, please. We have to be grade specific. It has to be engaging and learner centric. Most of the activities, unless and until it stems from the context of the learner, it becomes meaningless for the learner. So I need to contextualize the activities for it to be engaging. It has to be inclusive. So this time, actually, when I am conducting the workshops in Parakh, we are looking at how we can use the universal learning design of learning, UDL, to make it inclusive. So making the activities inclusive is a huge thing in Parakh, and we are, because our cornerstone is inclusion and equity. Competency based, of course, like I said, that the entire national education policy 2020, the focus is competency. We have to be ready for the Viksit Bharat, and the road towards Viksit Bharat in learning is through competency and outcome based education. Uh, Through the holistic progress card, we also have talked about that in the activities that the teacher develops, make use of community participation. And recently, we did this project with one of the state, wherein we told the students to do a project work, and the project work should stem out from the community, from the needs and concerns of the community. So this community involvement kind of, breaks the walls of the school, and kind of helps the community to understand actually what is happening in the school. And also, as a parent, as a community member, I understand that whatever is going on in the school is actually helping my child, and it will be useful for the child, to my child in the future. So this understanding, if it's there in the community, if the community supports, the school supports the learning of the child, then I think, we have realized. So the activities we are talking, and especially activity in the secondary stages, we want that it should stem from the community. The play-based storytelling are being used in the foundational stage, the thematic, multidisciplinary for the preparatory, and the middle stages.
Ma'am, there's a small question that I am able to see, and it's an exciting one as well. So one of the teacher, which is Priyanka Kumari ma'am, she is asking that for a secondary level HPC, it is mentioned that students need to do an online course, right? But there's no guidelines, I think, around it as of now. So is there that they have to enroll on a SWAYAM portal, or they have to do an online course by themselves? Are there any clarity on those parts?
Yes. So, actually, I was coming to the what are the things involved in the holistic progress card. So, should I answer that when I
Right,
come
right.
to
Yes,
that?
yes, please.
So, very quickly, learning outcomes. So, I am not going into the detail. It's like I said, they are the interim markers of the learning achievement, and the holistic progress card. Like I said right in the beginning, they are state specific. They are not grade specific. So it's not that the competencies will be developed by only one activity. Okay, even by in one academic year, you have the entire stage to develop those competencies. So the entire secondary stage is there for the child to kind of, progress in that competency. So this documentation, the learning journey of the child is what is evidenced in the holistic progress card. So again, we have the assessment questions that needs to be there, and all the assessment questions should come should be competency based, and it should again come from the stem from the activity. The main focus is that the assessment question needs to be mapped to the competency. Unless the assessment questions are mapped to the competency, I as a teacher would not know the performance of the child in that particular competency. We have the assessment rubrics also. And then I have one slide on creating a rubric for assessment. Like I said, that it will be not proper for me to go into depth about how to create a rubric. Rather, I would urge you that you can get in touch with Parakh, and we can kind of help you in conducting the workshop on how to create these rubrics pertaining to your subjects. I will give some time for you to scan this QR code, and especially for the secondary stage QR code, so that you have it in front of you, the holistic progress card.
Teachers, these are all the holistic progress card that Parakh has created, and definitely from ma'am support, and she's been a leader for that. I would request everyone to please scan the QR code for the secondary one, since most of the teachers are from 9 to 12th, and have a look on how the HPC looks like, what are the areas that are mentioned there, and how it has been designed. Can we also show it into the screen, please?
Okay, we can proceed further now. So now let us go to the holistic progress card at the secondary stage. What does it entail? Next slide, please. So basically, when I am talking about the holistic progress card, there are few facilitating condition, environment that needs to be created in the classroom by the teacher to ensure that it is done, the holistic progress card goes on well. And I have just outlined these. The key features of the holistic progress card at the secondary stage, I will quickly skip through it, is that the holistic assessment, learner-centric, focus on competency development, encourages exploration and action, supports career development, emphasis on self-awareness and reflection, and parental involvement. HPC at the secondary stage is designed to be a dynamic and informative tool that supports the students in their journey of skill development, and most importantly, like I talked about, the punch coach model in self-discovery. So what does the holistic progress card entail? It has the different parts have been outlined out here. Like you can say that there are A, B, C, D, E, and F parts to it. The part A talks about general information. We have included part A, the part A2, wherein we have included a lot of self-evaluation. This is basically giving an opportunity to the student to think about himself or herself. To this critical thinking, we nowadays, we kind of do not spend much time in doing thinking, because it is a ready-made age that we are living on. And this critical thinking, it is a learned thing, and that is, if I may say, has a significant amount of, um, uh, you know, uh, contribution from the epigenetic. Genetics is basically, when we talk about genetics, it is the modification or the changes in the code. In the epigenetics, it is not these modification, but it is something that is the genes learn because of being in the environment, the learning environment being good. So, because these are learned in by the genes, it can be unlearned also. So, if over, 2-3 decades, like reading is also one thing that is epigenetics. It's not in the genes, right? So if I do not do, if like maybe for 2-3 decades or more, if I stop doing this, then my gene will unlearn that. So it is very, very crucial that the student engages in this critical thinking. And for that, we have included right in the beginning in the holistic progress card at the secondary stage. If you open up part A2, you will have that, the self critical thinking questions given. Nishan, can you read a few of them if you have it open? Okay, doesn't matter. The next thing that we have is that, I'm sure the teachers are doing it. The next thing that we have is the time management. Again, time management is very crucial, and it's very late in life that we understand the importance of time management. So, and in time management, it is not only, of course, in Holistic Progress Card, we have given the to-do list, but when I'm talking about time management, it is also how I effectively use my leisure time. How do I spend my leisure time? How do I engage myself during my leisure time? That's also very important. The next is the plans after school, and out here, I think right in the beginning, you must have heard Nishan talk about the career counseling. So here in Holistic Progress Card, we give a lot of focus on career counseling. And this career counseling starts from the middle stage, wherein we are talking about the pre-vocational activities, and we want that at the secondary stage, each and every child, along with the academics, should have at least two skills. They must have developed two skills. We also have in part A 5.5 the accomplishment inventory, wherein we have asked the child or the student to give a tick mark to what all the child. So this again is a reflective exercise, wherein I get to understand that what is it that I have accomplished, because many a times we are so much into the run that we do not, really think about what all I have done. So we are always in the future. We are neither thinking about the past nor at the present. So these reflective exercises are very, very important for the child. We have the skills for life. In part B, we have the group project work. Like I said, that we want that the child does a project work, and the project work, we don't mean that a project that can be purchased from the shop and given to the teacher. No, nothing like that. We have very elaborately explained what is required in the project work. And then we have the along with the project work, we also want the child to do a individual research. So I'm not expecting that, the child does a research as a researcher at the PhD level. No, not that. But then the logical reasoning, how as a researcher, so those attributes of a researcher needs to be developed during this secondary stage, the reasoning part. Then we have the classroom interaction. And so these are the three main activities that we would like the teachers to take up at the secondary stage. That is the group project work, the individual research, and the classroom interaction, which as it is you as teacher you are doing. I think most of the teachers are also doing project work, but it's just that we want it to be documented, and we want the evidences, and we want the focus to shift from the product to the process. We also have given learning through the online courses, and for which the question was there. So these questions, like these courses that are there, like you and I, we may be aware of courses that are free on maybe generative artificial intelligence available. But as a student, and especially I'm talking about the maybe the rural child, he or she may not know about it. So I want these dialogues to be there between the teacher and the child, initiated about the online courses. What are the different courses? We have given a gist of that in the holistic progress card and in the how to document. Sorry.
I think this answers Priyanka's ma'am's question.
Thank you.
And thank you, ma'am, for answering it.
And the F part is probably the most important thing, because herein we are talking about the credits. And the credits that we have assigned to it, it's totally mapped to the national credit framework that is there. So we have given the notional hours as per the national credit framework. We have given the credit multipliers, the credit level, and the total number of credit that needs to be earned through the holistic progress card, and how it has to be amalgamated with the summative assessment. Next slide, please. Oh, you have come there. So, next slide, please. So this is the vision of HPC that we have been talking about. The framework of assessment. We have kept a very simple framework of assessment. Like I told you, we have the curricular goals, we have the competency, we develop an activity. The activity can be a project, an individual research, or a classroom discussion, a debate, and we give the assessment questions. We map these assessment questions to the competencies. We develop a rubric which makes me understand whether the child is performing at the basic, proficient, or advanced level. So this is a simple framework that we have prepared for assessing the students, and this framework is common right from the foundation to the secondary. Only the complexity increases. Holistic progress card, as the name suggests, is not only assessment by the teacher, we have included a lot of self-assessment, peer assessment. We have involved the parent, the community. It is active learning, and like I said, that to begin with, we as teachers, we need to look at holistic progress card as a pedagogical tool for improving my transactions in the classroom. And of course, finally, we come to the end. That is the next slide, please. The core principles of implementing the holistic progress card by Parakh. Thank you so much. So we have another Mentimeter round, and I would request Nishant to take up.
So okay, teachers, please get ready with your phones. We will have another QR code shared on the screen. Please scan the QR code. We'll be sharing a link on the chat box as well. Another Mentimeter round. Let's understand what we are doing. Okay, these are graphical representation of what we learned today.
Great. I wish I can take a screenshot of this.
We can do that, ma'am. We'll be taking the screenshots.
Okay. Next slide, please.
+100 teachers have responded to the first question. Can we move on to the next question? Okay, in this round you have to answer fast to get more points. Which of the following is essential for designing an activity for HPC? Teachers, the options are there on your screen. I'm again repeating the question. Which of the following is essential for designing an activity for the HPC?
156 have given third as a choice.
Okay. Linking it to a specific competencies. Okay.
Great.
Great.
So
156 teachers have done it fastly. Very nice. Okay. Moving on to the next question.
Next question.
Can we have the next question? This is the quiz leaderboard as of now. We're moving to the next question now.
What should a rubric primarily assess in the holistic progress card? Okay, we have the third as the most.
We have 15 seconds.
294 people have answered third.
Okay, great. 294 teachers have responded rightly. Very good, teachers.
Student reflections in the HPC are intended to Okay, 363 people have answered that. The third option. can move to the next. Which of the following is not a component of the HPC format?
Teachers, we have 15 seconds to answer this.
$353.
I've answered to question, the option number 2.
Next. Which of the following should not be used in rubrics?
The option C. Teachers have responded, 294 teachers. The leaderboard is changing. Teachers, I would request everyone to buckle up. The teachers who are not at the top, let's have your answers now.
What is the teacher's role in the HPC process? Five seconds left.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, 417 have responded. Third.
Third one. We have crossed more than 5,000 points as the first leaderboard, the teacher who's at the first.
Okay.
And total 480 plus players are participating right now. Okay, the next question. What should be included as the evidence of learning section of HPC? Can you show the next question, please?
Which of the following is the most effective way to record student reflection?
15 seconds, 14, 12, 10. Teachers,
380, that's good, yes. Next, please. Okay, here we have divided. Next, please. in the rubric advanced performance typically means?
So answer is B.
Next slide, please.
Next slide. We're approaching 10,000 points, ma'am, as that on the leaderboard.
Oh,
So there are few teachers who are at 8,700 points. The next question.
the last question to go. Okay. The last one.
Okay, teachers, the last questions for the day. The time starts now. Which of the following best describes the kind of
No,
entry?
what is the purpose of including MOOC and in the HPC format? Oh, 10,000. Athira, many congratulations. Wonderful. So you've reached the 10,000 points. Great.
Congratulations, Athira ma'am. Congratulations for the lovely work. Okay, so that ends our section on Mentimeter, ma'am, today.
Next slide. Yeah, this is the last slide. So thank you so much, and I'm sure that you will have many, many more questions, and questions are good. That shows your, you are interested, you are motivated, and we look forward to your more involvement, and please do get back to us with your question. Would love to solve them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. We do have a few questions, ma'am. Let's take a couple of them.
Sure.
The first question, HPC, what I believe is a very comprehensive document, and teachers need to put in a lot of efforts to understand about the student's behavior. How can a teacher start slowly without getting overwhelmed with the work, or maybe without getting overwhelmed with the updates that she needs to do on the HPC?
One thing is that if you see the holistic progress card at the secondary stage, it is the most of it is being filled by the student, not the teacher. Okay, so it does not entail a lot of work by the teacher.
Okay.
Yes, and I think 75% because it's being filled by the student
Students.
and not the teacher. So, like I said, that it is a learning journey, and in this learning journey, we want each and every stakeholder to be accountable. It is not only the teacher, but as a student, I should be equally accountable. As a parent of the child, even I should participate in this learning journey. I should have an understanding. As a community, I need to support the child in the learning journey. So it has to be collaborative.
I think, ma'am, that's the need of the hour as well. The teachers cannot do everything. We need to support our teachers a lot. So thank you so much for answering that. The second question is, what is the role of technology when we are talking about HPC, or how can we integrate technology into HPC?
We have already started digitizing the HPC, Holistic Progress Card. The digitization of the foundational level Holistic Progress Card is completed, and we will be piloting it in the States very soon. And but you know what we envisage is that all this Holistic Progress Card, as a student, I should be able to kind of, store it in the DigiLocker, so that, whenever I want, and even, later on in my life, if I want to have a look, so I can see my actually learning journey, how I have evolved as a human being, how my thinking, my attitude, what are the changes in those things.
Great. And ma'am, just a follow-up to this, will they be connected with the APAR IDs of the students?
Yes, of course.
So that will create a
Yes.
digital maybe footprint for all the what they
Yes.
have done. Great, great to answer. And the last question, ma'am, I would love to take this because this is related to board examination, which we all fear a lot, right? So how relevant is HPC in terms of evaluating a student in terms of a board examination when they're going in class 10th and then class 12th? So how can we have a correlation or understanding on that?
It is totally relevant, because when I say that, and of course, one need not fear the board examination. The holistic progress card will enable or will empower the student to such an extent that the student will come to the teacher and will say, or will go to the board people and say, yes, I'm ready for assessment, you assess me. Why? Because the entire assessment is competency based.
Right.
I am not kind of, rote memorizing it and kind of regurgitating it in the examination paper. I have a total understanding of the constructs. So if I, understand that, internalize it, you can ask me anything. I'll be ready for it.
Great, great. I think, ma'am, this is something that we all would cherish a lot, especially the students. We understand that a lot of students who are under pressure just after the board examination and then they take wrong steps as well. I think this is something that is a progressive step towards that. Maybe this is something that we do at Educart as well. We also try to make learning interesting for the students. So they're not fearful of it, but they are taking it like an activity that they do, maybe when it's in a sports class or in an arts class. Right. So that brings us to the end of the webinar. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having
you so much.
for
Thank
having
you.
an insightful session. We would love to hear more from you. We would love to meet you again. For the teachers also, we will be conducting multiple holistic progress card training sessions in association with Parakh. Educart will be a part of it. So we would request to have your request on the same so that we can collaborate and accordingly help you out in terms of benefiting you. Now, a small token of welcome for ma'am. This is a token of appreciation for you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being a part of the session.
Thank you.
A certificate of appreciation, ma'am, for your efforts as a speaker for us.
Thank you so much.
And this is for you, ma'am, for your remarkable work on HPC and how you're transforming education. Okay, so thank you, teachers. Thank you for sparing your time for being a part of this wonderful webinar. There's a feedback form and a certification form that we'll be sharing on the chat box. Make sure every one of you click on the form, register your details on the form so that we can share the certificates for the event. And we will definitely love to have your experiences in terms of your feedbacks. Please spend 1 minute, I would say, as a request on appreciating or if you have any suggestions on the form so that we can understand how we can make your experiences better. I also again thank you Indrani Ma'am, thank you for being a part of this session, and I'm truly proud to be here. Thank you so much. Teachers, again, I'm again repeating, there's a feedback form that we have circulated on the chat box. It is already pinned there. Please make sure that you fill your details. Teachers who have already registered for the webinar will be sharing a framed certificate to all of you. Make sure that you register your details because all the certificates will be shared as per the form itself. It is also a feedback form. I would again request to share your feedbacks. What are the good things that you like about the session, something that we can improve on so that we can give you a better experience in future as well.